there. Hello world of YouTube, this is Dylan Jensen here, and I'm going to show you today something that I like to do for ankle mobility. I'm actually not sure if you can see me from that angle of the camera, but yeah. I'm sitting in my kitchen right now with this barbell that I have, or that I found in my house, and anyway, I was going to show you what I like to do for ankle mobility, or one of the things I like to do. There's another thing I like to do with a baseball, but that's in my car, and yeah, then I would have to like pause the video and then go get it, and I figure I'm already in here and I already have the barbell, so we'll just do what I usually do. Anyways, let me go grab the camera. So I'm not so sure that you can see that from there, so we're gonna move it over here. Stay. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Probably wondering why I'm wearing jeans, why I'm wearing some bro shirt, but yeah, I had gotten out of school like an hour ago and I just haven't really changed, I guess. Okay, so what I like to do, get down into a squat position, you know, feet are about where you would normally have for squatting or conventional deadlift rather. Place the bar on the ends of your knees, and as you notice, your knees should be outside of your ankle, and it's pretty much the bottom of a squat. I know if I had the camera over here, if I had somebody actually recording me, my thoracic spine is all thrown out of whack or whatever, but just hold this position, and to get the soft tissue to actually change to what you want it to do, to increase ankle mobility, and I mean this is at the bottom of a squat, but to get the soft tissue to change at least 2 to 3 minutes in the same position, and once you get really good at that, you start adding weight on there. But like I said, you probably won't, well, I didn't say that before, but you probably won't have to do that for a while, but again, that's just a quick fix for my ankle mobility that I like to do. I also like to do the thing with the baseball where, well, I suppose I could show you, I just don't have a baseball. Let me get this out of the way. Be right back. Stay there. Okay, so let's see here. I suppose I could leave it there. That's okay. I'll just get down. Another thing I like to do for ankle mobility, and again, I don't do it very often, I use that one more. Just because to me it's more practical. I mean, in that position you're at the bottom of a squat basically. You know, like I said, the knees are outside the ankles, toes are slightly pointed out, depending on whatever feels more comfortable to you. I really don't. My pronation on my feet when I squat, I mean, it probably varies from like 5 to 15 degrees, give or take, somewhere in there. But yeah, again, just depends. Anyways, so you'll have a baseball or a lacrosse ball, or yeah, that's probably all I would recommend, really. I mean, if it gets any bigger, it really kind of defeats the purpose. So either like a baseball or a lacrosse ball, or one of those little balls that people play roller hockey with. It's the same thing as like a lacrosse ball, basically. Anyway, I should probably take the shoe off to show you this. This just goes to show you the lack of planning, but I don't know, I just kind of have like these spur of the moment ideas, and then I go from there. I don't really write any of this crap down, it's just off the top of my head. Anyway, you have the baseball, the crossball, or whatever on the lateral malleolus, which is people refer to as your ankle bone, right here, lateral malleolus, that's called, for those that don't know. Anyway, you'll jam the baseball or lacrosse ball, whatever you happen to use, some type of object where you can press it against there for a while. You will, you know, secure it in there, push your foot down with this hand. Meanwhile, kind of hard to explain it, but and it looks a little weird right now just because there's nothing there, but let's say like I had a baseball right over here. You will lean into it and you will mash your knee down, which is going to, I guess you wouldn't push on that one, you would, well, yeah you would, because I would have my other hand free. You will mash it down. I mean, you really want it, the object, kind of sort of like right here, like right, I would say maybe right underneath of it, maybe a little bit behind, depending on what feels better to you. But again, you just got to get a feel for it. Put whatever the ball, whatever you're using, there, press down with this foot so this foot is touching the ground, and then you're going to jam this knee in the ground. And that's not to say like twist it or hurt or anything like that, you know. If something hurts and it's not supposed to hurt, you know, odds are you're probably doing it wrong. So anyway, you got that in there. You're using your other hand. Obviously I don't have one because my baseball is somewhere, I don't really know where it's at. Anyway, pressing this foot in the ground as the object is pushing into or just beneath the lateral malleolus into the ankle, and this knee is in the ground as well. Now while you're doing that, again, you're going to hold it for, you know, depending, it's up to you, at least 2 to 3 minutes to get the soft tissue to change, to actually move around and unglue, so to speak. So that's another one I like to do, and I learned that one from Kelly Starrett. It's basically he said it's basically to free your calcaneus, which big old ankle bone back here, this sucker, which is why you put the object here. I don't know if you guys can see it from that angle, but your ankle bone is your calcaneus, and the whole goal is to free that up so you have more room within the joint themselves to be able to move your foot around like it's supposed to. Because far too often you'll see people when they squat or at least even getting down into a normal squatting position, who have terrible ankle mobility. Now throughout the squat, I mean, I could go into more detail, but I don't want to make a crazy long video for anyone. But when you're in a squat, you want your ankle to be in what's called subtalar neutral, which is a position of the ankle joint, or one of the ankle joints, because obviously there's more than one. But you want to be in subtalar neutral all throughout the movement. And a lot of you probably like, dude, what the fuck is that? Anyway, you know, that's the position that you want to be in. Let's see here. You know, like I was talking about earlier with the barbell, you want your knees outside of your ankles. Obviously, I think that's quite obvious. You're not going to do one of those. You're not going to be a very effective squatter. So let me give you like my perspective or my view of what's going on. Oh, this is 7 minutes already. So me, about shoulder width, maybe a little bit narrower, maybe a little wider. It just depends. I kind of toy around with my squat a lot. My feet, you notice my feet are slightly pointed out. It's not like that or like that. It's, you know, I find forward and then I go out a little bit from there. Now you probably can't see it from this angle, but as I'm coming down, my knees will shoot out. And this really has nothing to do with ankle mobility, but let's go back this way. As you can see, my knees will shoot out and I will sink. Obviously I haven't done any, you know, mobility while I'm actually wearing jeans, which I probably shouldn't be trying to show this, but you see, and I can't even get in that position right now. Well, I mean, I have jeans out, but I can't get in that position right now very effectively. And this is a good way to actually test to see if, you know, you've officially moved the soft tissue to where you need to get it, is to test and retest your body weight squat. And if you can get in that position effectively without obviously falling over. I have jeans on. But notice how I have to lean so far forward just to maintain that position. Just to kind of show you from a side angle. I have to lean forward pretty far. Obviously if I had jeans on, excuse me, if I didn't have jeans on, it would be a little bit better. You're going to see a pretty drastic curve in my thoracic spine, which that's also something I need to work on, is staying upright. A good way to test is put your hands above your head and see what you need to work on, you know. Obviously, myself, I need to work on sitting in my hips, basically. Squatting with my hips, letting myself sink in there. I need to work on that especially. My ankle mobility is improving, but you'll notice if I try to do like a pistol squat, where again you're going to have your knee out, well, you can't really see it, you're going to have your knee outside of your ankle, and you're going to get into a position like that. Obviously I can't do it yet, but that's just something that I need to work on. That's another quick test to test for that. It's called the pistol squat. Basically, if I can get into it actually, without actually doing it, is a position where, this is actually a great way to test for ankle mobility. See if you can stay in that position. You see I got my knee, well you can't really tell from here, but slightly I have my knee outside. Basically 1/2 of a squat pretty much. And I can't maintain that position without holding myself in it. So obviously ankle mobility is something that I need to work on, and as well as hip mobility. My hip mobility is getting a lot better. If I didn't have jeans on, I know I've said that 100 times already, but I would show you that my hip mobility is getting a lot better. I'm more able to sit and actually see how forward I have to go to get in there. But if I had just done like ankle mobility, hip mobility, it would look a lot better, more smooth. My trunk would be more upright. The hands would not go forward as far. But again, those are just 2 quick tests to test for what you need to work on, basically. The bodyweight squat and the pistol squat. Check out those ankle mobility tips. Hopefully they help you out. If not, you know, maybe you didn't do it right. Maybe you didn't hold the position correctly for very long, etc., etc. Maybe it just didn't work for you. I don't know. Maybe you just didn't like it. Anyways, that's besides the point. I hope somebody learned something from this video. Sorry that it's so long. It's, you know, I sort of tend to ramble on and go over my thoughts all the time. But peace out, YouTube.